Rob Tebber here for Boxing News, joined by Super Dan Azeez. We are at the Buatsi Azeez press conference here in London. How you doing, Dan?
Yeah, I'm good, man. What's up?
I'm good too. I'll tell you what, we just mentioned it briefly off camera. Yeah. It's the first time I've seen you with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, a bit of a huff on you today, Dan. What's going on?
No, I've always got a chip on my shoulder, but I can hide it a bit. You know, maybe the pressure's really like making it just come out, you know what I mean? You know, and the intensity of the fight and the build-up. But yeah, man, I've always got a chip on my shoulder. But that's what drives me, adds to the fuel. So.
It was a few months ago that you came into the ID Towers and sat down, and we spoke about potential fights next, and we spoke about Joshua Buatsi and kind of how well you know him. But I think it's fair to say that at that point it wasn't necessarily next on the radar. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, definitely it wasn't. After I won the European, I was meant to even defend it against some top 10 contenders actually, but then this came about and I said, yeah, let's go then.
A lot of consternation and back and forth on the stage about who wanted the fight, who this and who that. What's your recollection?
No, do you know what? It's not. At the end of the day, the fight's happening. It doesn't matter who wanted it and what. But I just don't want him to feel like, you know, he shouldn't feel bad asking to fight me. That's all. That's my whole point. He said it. You know, who cares? We're fighting, but don't feel bad. You ask for me. Look, I'm happy. We're both South Londoners headlining down at the O2. It's going to be a brilliant fight. For all the marbles, whoever wins gets to fight for a world title. So yeah, but that's just the whole point of it. It's not about you know, you answer it. No, it's not that. It's just I don't want him to feel ashamed that he asked to. Do you know what I mean? No, seriously. So that's all it is.
Now you touched on it there at the press conference, and it's something you've spoken to me about in the past, about the fact that, you know, when you turned over, I'm going to use your words, and they are your words, you were shit when you were an amateur, and that when you boxed and shared those rounds with Joshua Buatsi and Dwayne Sinclair and the like, how much that brought you on. Just go into that a little bit more for us.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. These lot really helped me like develop as a fighter. You know, like, you know, the famous quote, you know, iron sharpens iron. They definitely sharpened me up for sure. Like, these guys were really top elite amateurs. I learned a lot from them. Do you know what I mean? And respect to both of them. And that's why even when he was first announced by Boxer and he was like, yeah, Dan Azeez, like, big yourself up. He weren't doing it in a cheesy way because he's been there from the start. Even when I turned pro, people in the gym, same gym, was like, oh yeah, no, I think you should leave it out. Like, he knows. So for him to even just see me get to where I am, for him, I know it's not. It's genuine. Like, he's like, yeah, Dan, you've done your thing, man. Like, you're right. You're neck and neck with me now. Like, you've done your thing. So yeah.
How much do you pay attention to, if at all, those spars and the gyms? You know, the time that you spent in the gym over the years, or is it just completely out of the window now ahead of the fight?
In what sense?
So, do you look back at the spars that you've had? Are you preparing for that version of Joshua Buatsi, or is it the newer version of Joshua Buatsi? How does it affect your preparations, if at all?
I've sparred him like about 1,000 times. You know, sometimes he does the same thing. Sometimes he comes with something new. Like, I don't know what to expect. I just got to prepare for the best Josh that I know. Do you know what I mean? And if it's a Josh I don't know, I've got to be able to adapt, and, you know, either way I've got to get the win. I've got to find a way. So yeah, I don't think it affects. It's good that I know what I'm in there with. Even my trainer seen us spar as well and whatnot. So I guess it's good in that sense, but ultimately it's what happens on the night, man.
He stood right next to you, so you may not want to tell him what he's good at, but what do you remember about Josh in the ring? What are you preparing for on October the 21st? What's he good at?
More so someone who's strong-willed, got mentally tough. Besides all the other like boxing attributes, as a man, he's got a strong head on him. So, and as we know, boxing is 80% mental. So that's the kind of person I'm preparing for.
Now, I know you're not one to rest on your laurels or pat yourself on the back, but you mentioned there about, you know, coming out of the amateurs without that, you know, that red carpet, should we say. Yeah. But the fact that you've taken it, I mean, I remember watching you win your first title years and years ago, taking it step by step by step, and finally getting to here to a big fight headlining on Sky Sports must make you feel good.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. I'm just happy that I'm just getting to the next level each and every time. It's good. Like, the job's never ever complete. There's always, you know, more to go and more to achieve. But yeah, I'm on the right trajectory. Let me just say that. Yeah.
Where is camp going to be for you this time? I mean, you're both kind of stateside based. Obviously, you have to fit in around what Buddy's up to. When do you head back stateside?
I'm not sure. I'll probably go to Florida next week or something. I'm not 100% sure. I do like training back here as well, man. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We've spoken about in the past, you're channeling the inner marvellous Marvin Hagler energy. Does that hat tell us everything to expect on October the 21st?
Yeah, no, for sure. Just the war mindset. It's not even so much as, war going in the ring. It's more even just war with myself. Like, do you know what I mean? I know I've got to reach different heights, man, to be successful in this fight and become victorious. Like, just being at war with the people who don't think I can do it, you know what I mean? Being at war with a friend that I know. So I mean, that's just what I feel in the mindset, you know. It's just war in every angle, every corner of the world for me, and I just got to come out on top regardless.
Now, there was a few little barbs back and forth between you, but there is that respectful, you were of course friends. Can we expect to see a little bit more of that in the build up to the fight?
I don't know, man. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not. I don't rehearse or anything. However I feel is how I feel. Whatever I say at the time, that's what I say in it. But there's always respect, regardless of whether it's Josh or anyone I'm sharing the ring with.
Now, somebody's opinion I'd like to put your way is a certain Anthony Yarde, of course, somebody that you know well. He was talking very openly about wanting the winner of this fight. Of course, I know you and Josh won't be looking past October the 21st, but what does it mean to you to have another potential big fight lined up if you are successful?
Like you said, I'm not looking past Josh. All I can do is just focus on Josh. This is a big task, and that's what I'm preparing for. But I will say this, I've said it in the past. By the time my career is over, I'm going to fight all my peers, especially domestically. So if you put Yarde in that category, then that's what I'll say.
Now, one domestic light heavyweight who isn't going to be fighting anytime soon, unfortunately, well, certainly he's got a fight pushed back, is your stablemate, Callum Smith. Yeah. How disappointed are you for your stablemate to not get that shot against somebody else that you know fairly well in Artur Beterbiev?
Yeah, I felt quite bad. He was looking really good in camp. What surprised me about him more than anything is confidence. He feels like, this is his time. And it's like, that probably did knock him back a bit, but hey, it is what it is, man. When it's your time, it's your time. And he probably just, it's be probably over a year that he's fought. But hey, let's see. I don't know. It might not affect him, it might affect him. But he's got the new date now, so I'm sure he'll be preparing for that.
Okay, Dan, well, I won't take up too much of your time because there is a very long interview on the Boxing News YouTube channel where you can hear all about Dan Azeez and his struggle to the top. Yeah. But before I let you go, I want you to look into that camera here, Dan. You should be pretty good at this now. I want you to tell fans what to expect when Dan Azeez faces Joshua Buatsi on the 21st of October.
Says it all there.
Says it just there. War. Dan Azeez, thanks very much for speaking to Boxing News. Catch up with you soon.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.